sound. Ringo TV. Ringo TV. Ringo TV.
Welcome to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe, and support the content.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Black Male Advice TV. I'm your host, Ringo, and we are back again with another video. And on today, what I want to do is pretty much do a request video that a woman wanted me to pretty much share my thoughts on. I was sent a message by someone on Instagram. I'm not going to mention her name, but I will read what she sent because this is important for this lesson. And I don't think she would mind me reading this because it's very important that people understand the dynamic of what she's asking for, because maybe there's a lot of women that are doing the same exact thing or involved in the same boat, and you may all need, somebody to help you in this particular area. Hold on a second. I got to do something real quick. Let me see. Hold on a second. That should be good. All right. Let's get back into this message now. So we have a video request. We're going to title this particular video. Let me see what we got here. We're going to title this one, "Is It Too Late to Go Back to My Ex?" Is it too late to go back to my ex? I title it that way because we have situations where women might be involved or was involved with a particular brother and may have broken up for whatever reason, and time went on and they want to get back with the particular brother. So what we're going to talk about is what she had sent me and how I can respond to her in a way where it can benefit not only her, but also the community at large that may be involved in this. The message go as follow. Again, I'm keeping her name anonymous. Nobody don't know who she is, but I want to talk about this. She said, "Hi, I've been watching your YouTube videos. I wanted to ask you whether it's too late to go back to a man who was already married. The woman loved him very much, but still thinks about him all the time and misses his companionship." So based on what I'm getting from her message is she's saying, is it too late to go back to a man who was already married, right? The woman loved him. Now, she's basically talking about herself at this point, because obviously she's the one who sent me the message. So she said the woman loved him very much, but still thinks about him all the time and misses his companionship. So her and this particular brother must have had a lot of chemistry, a lot of companionship was involved, and she's saying she missed this. She says she feels like she can't find what she had with him, right, with anyone else. So based on what we're getting from that situation, she was with this brother, and for whatever reason, I guess they must have, well, not they, it looked like she's the one who broke up with him, right? And in her attempt of breaking up with him or leaving him for whatever reason, she went out there and realized that no matter what guy she seemed to get into a relationship with, it wasn't the same. It seemed like she can't find that companionship, that connection. And in other words, she regrets probably breaking up with this particular guy. Maybe this guy was a good brother. Maybe he was a righteous brother, and she broke up with him. And then she realized that out of all these men, she just don't have that companionship, that connection. And she want to see if it's a possibility that her and him can get back together. So she said, let me see where we at. She said the woman loved him very much, but still thinks about him all the time. So she thinks about him all the time and misses his companionship. So she misses his companionship. She feels like she can't find what she had with him with anyone else. She feels like maybe he doesn't want her back, as it's been 2 to 3 years since she left him. So she left him, ladies and gentlemen. The man didn't leave her. She left him. And you know, this is typical of what most brothers go through today. And a lot of you sisters, you got to realize and take personal responsibility for this. A lot of times, you ladies, you leave quality men because you're in your feelings. And then once you go out there in the world and you realize that there are no good men like that brother, now all of a sudden you want him back after you left him. And it's like, it's kind of crazy, because it's like, maybe that brother didn't want you to leave, and maybe he wanted you, maybe he loved you, and now you want to say you love him and you think about him. But well, if that's the case, then why leave him? Why did you break up with him? Now, I understand in the beginning she said that, you know, is it too late to go back to a man who was already married? Now, I don't know if she's saying that, I guess the man was already married. I guess he was probably had a wife, and she's trying to, I guess her and the brother probably was kicking it, probably getting to know each other and whatnot, and she probably left him for whatever reason, and maybe they had a connection, but it didn't work out. I don't know exactly where this is going, but the way it looks is like she was with a brother who already had a wife, and for whatever reason, she loved him very much, but thinks about him all the time, right? And misses his companionship. So they had good chemistry. So that means if she misses his companionship, that means that this brother wasn't a bad brother. This wasn't no guy that was no good. She said she feels like she can't find what she had with him with anyone else. And see, that's a problem with a lot of you ladies, is that you end up losing and missing out because the quality man that you probably was with was the man that you're supposed to stay with. And you thought by you leaving him that you're able to go out there and get that with somebody else. Ladies, you got to recognize that every man is different. And when you find yourself a quality man, right, you need to stick with that man, because when you go out there figuring, well, I'll be able to find somebody that can love me and get companionship, it'll never be the same. Because once you experience a guy that really, truly loved you or had companionship with you and really was feeling you, you're going to lose that if you leave him. And you're going to miss him, because when you go out there and he was at a certain level in terms of his love and companionship and what you felt in that connection, going out there trying to find that in some other man is not going to be the same, because you really enjoyed your company with him. You enjoyed his company and you enjoyed his energy. So why would you leave that? Like, why put yourself in a situation to leave something that was good? It really is a problem. So she said she feels like maybe he doesn't want her back, as it been 2 to 3 years since she left him, because she wasn't prepared. Plus, the wife he was happy with, right? Wait, she said it been 2 to 3 years since she left him because she wasn't prepared. Plus, the wife he has wasn't happy with him getting another wife. So we're dealing with a polygynous situation here. It looks like at this point, it looked like a situation where you have a woman who was with a brother, and I guess they had it going good. Everything seemed to be good, but based on what she's saying, she feels like maybe he doesn't want her back. Well, you're never gonna know until you ask him, like seriously, because again, a lot of us brothers, right? We dealt with women, and we have a heart at the end of the day. Now, a lot of times, brothers may deal with a sister, she break up with him, and he may not want to deal with her because he's angry and upset that she left. But in a lot of instances, a lot of brothers still got love in their heart for women. You know what I mean? Like a lot of brothers, they have hearts, and they may be like, you know what, I'll never take this woman back, and I'll never do X, Y, and Z. I even made videos where I taught brothers that if she leave, don't take her back. You know what I mean? I made videos like that. But at the same time, that might be true. You shouldn't take her back. But if you had love in your heart for a particular sister and she broke up with you and you didn't want to break up with her, a lot of times brothers will be upset about it, but they still got that love in their heart for that particular woman. And if she was to come back and probably repent and be like, look, you know what I'm saying? I always loved you. I always appreciated you. But for whatever reason, I made the wrong choice. I made the wrong decision. And, you know, I effed up. Is it possible that we can actually rebuild or rekindle what we had going? Because I truly see the errors of my ways and I want to make it right and, you know, do the right thing. Under those circumstances, I feel that if you came at that brother sincere from the heart, that you serious and you laid your cards out on the table, I don't see why would he reject you. I think that you have to have the conversation with the brother and show that you really messed up, and explain your reasons, because you said she feels like maybe he doesn't want her back as it been 2 to 3 years. Well, you'll never know if he want you until you approach him and make it clear that you know, you're interested in him and that you apologize. I feel that if you broke up with him, right? I feel that to break the ice and kind of open up that door, the first thing that you should do is apologize for the breakup, apologize for whatever you did that may have caused the two of you to separate, because it appears to me that you do have feelings for this particular guy. It appears to me that based on what we see here is that he always had feelings for you, but you pretty much cut him off. So you may feel because you cut him off that he's bitter or he resent you for the fact that you cut him off. But again, a lot of times things happen for a reason. Life plays its course, and sometimes, you know, a relationship didn't go the way it was planned, and then later on people sometimes rekindle, you know, the love they once had. So you're never gonna know until you actually reach out to the brother and just be like, hey, this is so and so. You know, I remember me. You know, we used to talk to each other. We had a relationship or whatever the case is, and kind of open up about that, and perhaps just start off the whole thing with that you apologize for whatever transpired, and let him know that you thought a lot about him. You thought a lot about, you know, you and him being together, and you really was afraid at the time. You weren't prepared. You were nervous, whatever the situation may be. And you left thinking that, I guess polygyny wasn't for you, because you said that his woman didn't want him to have another wife, or she wasn't, I guess, in agreement, or whatever the case is. So it looked like it was a polygynous type of setup, and I guess you probably felt that since his woman wasn't happy about it, that it's best for you to just move on and leave him alone, I guess, and go find a man to pretty much be with, or whatever the case is. And you realize that when you made that decision, it wasn't the best decision for you, because now, even though you might date other guys, you're still thinking about this other brother because you have that connection with him. And see, that's a deep situation to be in, because a lot of times, ladies, you're missing out on the man that you're supposed to be with. You might go out there and date other men, but it will never be the same, because the man that you truly want, the man that your heart beats for, that is the man that you're supposed to be with. And a lot of times, believe it or not, the brother may still be thinking about you. And you're never going to know that until you reach out and humble yourself and say, look, I'm going to be vulnerable for once and put myself out there. Don't fear rejection. Don't fear that he may say, nah, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. You got to literally be woman enough to step out there and say, look, I messed up. I did you wrong. I apologize for leaving. Whatever the situation is, apologize for it and be like, is it possible for us to rekindle back where we were? Even if it's not overnight, could we at least talk and chat and kind of, whatever. Maybe we could possibly hang out, especially if y'all live in the same city. Maybe y'all could link up, go out somewhere, have a drink, eat some food, whatever the case is. It is what it is. It's all about you admitting that you left because of whatever reason, because maybe the brother still got love for you. You won't know that till you actually, the way it looks to me, it looks like the brother wanted to be with you and you probably left the situation and he was kind of upset that you left, and you probably figure he don't want you back because of the way the breakup happened. So again, I suggest that you actually go to the brother and let him know that you are feeling him and that you got love for him. I think that's the best thing you can do. You went on and you said it been 2 to 3 years since she left him because she wasn't prepared. Plus, the wife he has wasn't happy with him getting another wife. So she left, even though it was and is still very painful to be without him. So based on what I'm hearing, you left him because of whatever situation with the wife, and it was painful when you left him. So again, ladies, you can't be leaving situations when your heart is screaming out that you want this guy. Like, when you got love for somebody, you can't be playing these kind of games, man. Like, you're playing games with not only your heart, but his heart as well, because he might feel the same way exactly about you. There's a lot of sisters that, left particular brothers, and us brothers, we think about them all the time. Like, I have exes that I think about, you know what I'm saying? Like, they left or whatever the case is, but, from time to time, my mind is thinking about them, and I'm kind of figuring, well, damn, I wonder what it would have been like if I was with so-and-so, or what it would have been like if, she was my woman or she was my wife. And, it crosses my mind, and I'm kind of thinking, like, what are they doing today? Like, who they might be with. And it passes your mind. So brothers think about women that they were possibly with that may have broke up with them. So again, the situation where it looks here is like you got cold feet and you left, and you said because his wife wasn't happy with him getting another wife, so she left. Not the wife, but you left. So she left, even though it was and is still very painful to be without him. What would you suggest she do? That was her question, right? So I wrote her and I let her know that I'll make a video about it. She said, much appreciated, right? And then she went on and she said the following. She said, because of the breakup, she has left and got back with the father of her children. Now, the way it looks right here, right? Because this is another portion of the message. Let me read this thing, because I'm trying to get exactly what's going on so I can get it in its context, because it's a lot of information, right? And again, no offense to the sister. I'm just sharing my thoughts based on what you wrote, so that I can better be able to offer the advice, because there's other people that may be going through the same exact situation you're in. Now, she says, because of the breakup, right, she has left and got back with the father of her children. Now, based on what we getting from the situation here, right? The woman was with this particular brother, right? And for whatever reason, she broke up with him based on the turn of events, because I guess the brother's woman or wife wasn't, I guess, in agreement of him having a second wife, which is all polygyny based. And she says because of the breakup, she's thinking about this guy all the time. She have love for him. She enjoyed the companionship. She enjoyed all of that. And I guess she's saying because of the breakup, right, she has left, right, I guess the guy that she really want to be with, and got back with the father of her children, right, because of the hurt and because of the hurt. So I guess she left the particular brother that she was with. 2 to 3 years, I guess, passed by, and she went back with the father of her children. Now, if I'm correct, to the sister, you can hit me up and let me know if I'm correct based on what I'm seeing at this point. So she got back with the father of her children, right, because of the hurt. So I guess she probably was hurt. Maybe the guy was hurt. I don't know exactly all the elements, but she must have been hurt. And the happiness, she got back with the children's father because of the hurt and the happiness of her children. So I guess she wanted the children to be happy as well, right? It says she's not happy with, I guess, the partner that she's with, as they have no emotional connection. Now, that's interesting because, see, as women, you got to understand, if you're going to be with a man, there has to be an emotional connection. There have to be intimacy. There have to be companionship. There got to be love. If that's not there, you don't got nothing. You're going to be empty inside. You're going to feel empty. You're going to feel hurt, pain. You're going to be thinking about your ex. You're going to be literally yearning and desiring this person, and you won't be fulfilled till you get this person back. Like, literally, it's not going to be the same. So she says there's no emotional connection, and as she did with her ex. So in other words, with the ex guy, she had that emotional connection, who has another wife. So the ex that she had, that she was once with, that she broke up with, he has a wife, based on what we're hearing here. He has a wife, right? All right. She feels like she is only with him for the sake of her children's happiness. So I guess she, all right, based on what I'm getting, because she said because of the breakup, she has left and got back with the father of her children because of the hurt and the happiness of her children, right? So when she says she feels like she is only with him for the sake of her children's happiness, we're still talking about the father of her children, not the ex. So at this point, she's really questioning, why am I with this man when I really don't have no connection with him? Like, there really is no emotional connection. There's no companionship. I'm not really happy. My heart is with my ex, in whom I left because of whatever hurt, whatever issues I'm going through. So she feels as if though she's only with him for the sake of her children's happiness. Your advice would help out a lot. Thanks. My advice is you need to communicate with the man that your heart is truly with, because at this point, it makes no sense as a woman that you are only going back to the children's father because you're trying to make your children happy. If you're not happy, ain't nobody happy, because your heart is literally broken right now because you're not with the man that you truly want to be with. You need to be in the arms of that man that really gets your heart. That is who you need to be with. You know what I mean? Because number one, if you're with that man who is the father of your children, right? There really is no connection. So your sex life is going to be boring because your heart is not there. But if you are with that man that you truly got love for, that you think about, your sex life with that man is going to be literally to the next planet. Like, literally, y'all going to be really bonded together because you really want to be with him. you're depriving yourself of your own happiness at this point, sister, because you need to go back to that man that you truly want to be with. Because if he is the one where your heart is at, you need to go back over there. Because your children's father, you and him have no connection. So at this point, you're not happy. You're not happy with him. And he might not even be happy with you. He might just be with you for whatever reason. But if you just went back with him just because you wanted to make the children happy, and the only reason why you got back with him is because you and your ex, or the guy that you truly wanted and the guy you truly love, because you left him, and now you realize that you can't find that in your children's father, you're in a messed up situation right now. Like, you really need to go back to the brother that you truly want to be with, and open up, be honest about what's going on in your heart, and let him know, like, look, I got a lot of love for you. I had to think about this for a long time. I made a mistake by leaving. I really wish that we could possibly get back together and hopefully rekindle where we left off, because sometimes, I'm telling you, that's all you got to do. And it will open up the door that needs to open up for you and that brother to actually rekindle where you left off. Because a lot of times, us brothers, even when we have a breakup, a lot of times we still have love for these women, and we don't like to talk about it, but a lot of us brothers, we have a lot of love in our hearts for women. And even when a woman break up with us, she's still in our heart, and we always think about her and always wish that there was a possibility that we were together. And a lot of times, you have to realize that and recognize that it's not that the man may not want to get back with you. The thing that's holding you back at this point is you're not reaching out to that particular brother. And I think that you have to reach out to him and open up your heart, because y'all both could be thinking about each other. And you never know, he might be very happy to know that all this time you felt this way. And it can actually make you happy to know that all this time he would have took you back a long time ago. The problem is, whatever breakup y'all had over the issues that he may have had, or whatever y'all dynamic was, it probably wasn't talked out enough for you to truly make a quality decision. So my suggestion, sister, is that you reach out to the brother, let him know exactly how you feel, be open about it, be very serious. Don't worry about being rejected. Don't worry about having any fear, but talk to the brother openly from the heart, and let him know exactly what's going on in your mind, and ask him to think about it, and truly be honest, because remember, you left him, so you might feel he don't want to take you back. Don't let the fear of that stop you from making the right decision. Sometimes as women, you got to make the right decision to go back and rekindle where your heart is, because that's the only way you're going to be happy. You're not going to be happy with your children's father if there's no emotional connection. And yes, he might be your children's father, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be happy with him if there's no emotional connection. And another thing you need to ask is, why you and the children's father separated? Why y'all no longer together? And why would you go back with him? You understand? Why do that? Why go back with a man that you truly don't have love for in your heart in terms of that emotional connection? Because if you can only get that emotional connection from the man that you was previously with, that's the man you need to be with. And you should have stuck with him from the get-go, because you don't want to go through life being miserable. There's so many women that are in relationships with brothers that they're not happy with, and they live a miserable existence with men that they truly have no love for. There's no companionship. The last thing you want to do is be with a guy like that. You want a man that you and him truly connect. That's where the love truly is, and that's where the bonding really begins, because y'all should have kept that flame going. And even though he may have had issues with his wife in terms of him having another wife or whatever the case is, you should have still stuck in there and not give up and allowed yourself to be in your feelings to move on, because now you're in a situation where, you know, you're doing what you're doing for the kids, but you're not happy because you want him back. You know what I mean? So my advice, sister, is contact the brother that you truly want and let him know that you want him. Let him know that you want him back, and is it possible that y'all can rekindle where you left off? And don't be ashamed of anything, because there's nothing to be ashamed of. Maybe you just wasn't ready. Maybe the relationship wasn't supposed to go down that early. Maybe you had to grow a little. Maybe you had to go through what you went through in order for you to be able to have the maturity to deal with that man now. Maybe you're now ready spiritually, emotionally, to deal with that brother under polygyny or whatever the situation is. A lot of times women come to brothers under polygyny and they're not ready, and they get cold feet, or, you know, they want to know, what do your wife think, or is she down with it, and all this other stuff. And it's like, if things don't go the way they want it, then they move on and they leave out of frustration. And a lot of times it could have been that you weren't ready, and maybe he wasn't ready. It's a lot of things that, you know, you got to look at. But nonetheless, it's 2021. You're an adult. You know, you reached out to me for the advice. You know, that's my advice. Contact the brother. Let him know exactly what's going on. Talk to the brother about how you feel. Let him know, look, all this time I've been thinking about you. I've always thought about you. I dream about you. And I want to have what we had before, and I really miss that. And you would be surprised that in some instances, that brother may have always wanted you to reach out to him. And it's like, it happened at the perfect timing. And you might really be surprised at the response you get from that brother. Don't live in fear, and don't worry about rejection. At this point, you have to step out and be confident in yourself. Because if you were the type of woman that he liked, then surely that brother still got love in his heart for you. But at the same time, you got to open up and acknowledge where you went wrong and humble yourself. And I guarantee you that your approach and your response and reaching out to him will somehow open up a door for the possibility of you and him reconnecting again. And I guarantee you, when you and him connect again, it's going to be a beautiful situation, because him knowing that you have this love for him will bring joy to him if he always had that love for you. And it's a deep thing. Black love needs to come back. And as a people, my hope is that black men and women are able to bond and have that love and companionship, because we all need that. And when it's with the right person, man, I tell you, man, when it's with the right person, that bond is so strong and that love is so beautiful, man. It's just something you got to experience to know. So with that said, I'm going to sign out. I hope you're able to have success under those circumstances and reach out to that brother. And I wish you well with that. You know, you sound like a woman who has a good heart. You sound like a woman who thought about what's going on. And, you know, I'm glad you reached out to me for the advice, because this video, I believe, will resonate with other women that may be in the same exact boat. And hopefully they can, I guess, reach out to an ex and rekindle whatever they may have had with, you know, those particular brothers. So that's about it. I'm gonna sign out. I'm gonna go do another video. I got a couple of videos that I gotta do, and then we're gonna watch all these premieres on later on, you know. And I wasn't even gonna do these videos, man, to tell you the truth. I was gonna go to sleep. I was gonna go to sleep because I'm kind of tired, but you know, it's only about 9:46 p.m. New York time. Yeah, I'm gonna come back with some more videos. So y'all stay tuned for another premiere. And that's about it. You know, this is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out.